Ah, there it goes. Okay, so it's this right here. Is this a toxic relationship? Now, for those that don't know, that haven't watched it, this is Lan and Moiraine from the Wheel of Time Amazon show, which, spoiler alert, is pretty bad. It's super bad. I had high hopes. Those hopes were just dashed immediately. Now, as far as the question of, is this a toxic relationship? I don't think so. Based on what's in the show, I don't really know enough because their relationship hasn't really been explored at the point where the show is at. Based on the books, no, it's not a toxic relationship at all. It is a complicated relationship, yes, but not really toxic. It doesn't start to get toxic. Like, ironically enough, it doesn't start to get toxic until Lan starts to develop feelings for Nynaeve, and Moiraine starts throwing around his water bond to make sure he doesn't make sure he doesn't kill himself after she dies, or rather after everyone believes that she dies. That's like the closest it gets to toxic, because when she tells him the idea, he gets a little pissed off about it, because it's apparently very frowned upon to pass a water bond from one Aes Sedai to another. And Moiraine had it set up in such a way that it was going to happen to Lan twice, and he was not happy about that. And she actually starts to mock him a little bit for being upset about it. And that's the point where it gets to be a little toxic. But apart from that, I wouldn't say that their relationship is toxic at all. It's just, it is what it is, you know. Lan follows Moiraine out of a sense of duty, and he is absolutely unflinching in that. So, like, Lan was awesome in the books. Yeah, Lan was very awesome in the books. He was a beast. He was the really cool thing about Lan that isn't directly mentioned, but you realize is true as you read the books. Lan was actually a blade master, which in the Wheel of Time is a big deal. And there's usually a mark of mastery that people get when they become blade masters. It is not, actually. It is not mentioned at all. No, he doesn't. Lan does not have a Heron Mark blade. His blade is plain. Yeah, I'm very sure. Rand's sword was Heron marked, and a bunch of other people had Heron marked blades. Lan's blade was never Heron marked. And that was what made him being a blade master so much more interesting, because you start to get like little hints. You start to get little hints that he is actually worthy of the Heron Mark, because by the time you start getting these hints, by the time you start getting them, the hints, you know what the Heron Mark means at that point and the significance of it. in the books. And he starts accomplishing feats that are on par with Blade Masters, other Blade Masters in the books. So you start getting little hints that, yeah, he is a Blade Master, he just doesn't have the Heron mark. And it gets proven beyond a shadow of a doubt when he actually fights someone that has a Heron mark sword and kills him. And that, by the way, is one of the ways that you can earn a Heron mark, is by defeating a sword Blade Master in one-on-one combat. Yeah, see? I told you, he does not have a Heron mark sword. Yeah, his sword is it is a special sword. It's a sword of royalty, I believe. Because he's essentially royalty in exile, because his kingdom is destroyed by and swallowed by the blight. I wouldn't say that it was obvious, because anyone can teach. Like him teaching Rand was not him teaching Rand alone was not an indication of him being a Blade Master. It was more him teaching Rand and still being better than Rand, and then Rand being better than other Blade Masters. That's where it starts to click a little bit, and then it gets confirmed later on when he beats a Blade Master. Hey, Carlos, what's up? I think book 2 is when yeah, book 2 is when Rand actually fights his first Blade Master, I believe. Yes, book 2 is when Rand fights a Blade Master for the first time and wins. And that's where, again, you start to get the clue that, like, hey, if Rand is able to beat this Blade Master and Lan is still better by all objective measure, then he's probably a Blade Master too, just doesn't have the Heron mark. But yeah, this is not a toxic relationship at all. It's a complicated relationship. It is a complicated relationship. Yes, you missed it. You missed the react. You missed the react. You'll have to watch it on YouTube. You'll have to watch it on YouTube. Upload